Hey everyone, welcome to your March monthlies, and each month we've been focusing on a different chakra. January was the root chakra, February was the sacral chakra, this month will be the solar plexus chakra. That's all the yellow, that is the color of the yellow chakra, the solar plexus chakra. The root chakra has to do with how we kind of relate to groups or the world. The sacral chakra was how we related to another individual. And the solar plexus chakra is more how we relate to ourselves. So the theme of this reading for this month, we're going to look at how can I honor myself more. So we're going to dive into a reading for each zodiac sign, and we're going to jump into your sign right now. All right, my Virgos, this is your reading for the month of March. I'm going to start off by pulling a card here from the You Are Awesome deck and see what overall the Creator wants you to know for the month of March and just how you can honor yourself more. One more time here. All right, so for our Virgos, what would you like them to know for the month of March, please? Okay, they were sort of being okay, there we go. I was going to say they were being difficult, but there we go. I love these cards. A rabbit riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I get my friends and families back. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me reread that. It says, I get my friends and families back, sides, and front. I got them. Plus, I may get a lift too. So this is a beautiful card. One, I really feel like this is emphasizing the importance here of, like when it's talking about your honoring yourself, it is about separating all that energy that you're investing in getting everyone else's, like your friends and your families back and supporting them and everything else, but that you get support. It's like what you give, you get back. But it's like there's this change that's happening in your worth in that you're willing to accept it back, right? Because you will give everyone else so much support, but you find it a hard time giving yourself support, right? So this is like letting you know that all that support that you give others, one, allow other people to also give back to you. But I really feel like this is like you deserve that support more than anyone else in your life. And they're really like for the month of March, it's about you giving that support to yourself first. We're going to dig more into here, of course, and see what else they have to say. But I'm going to pull a card here from the Sun and Moon Tarot. And what I do is I split out the major arcana from the four suits of the minor arcana. And what the major arcana represents is like this card, what the Creator wants you to know overall for the month of March in regards to your honoring yourself. And then we'll talk about the minor arcana when we get over there. So for our Virgos, what else do you want them to know about this giving and receiving? There we go. Yep. So you have the moon. So the moon is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. You know, the moon, it has that mothering energy, the nurturing energy. So I really feel this is about nurturing yourself, because the moon is a very much an inner reflective, a subconscious that's going into the depths of you. Usually there's like this little water here, and these depths are your subconscious, the unknown, and digging into you. And I love that there you are sitting on the moon, you know. So this is a message of definitely looking into you. The moon doesn't shine on its own. The moon receives the reflection of the sun, and that's what brings the brightness around it. So allowing the sun to shine on it, allowing it to light up its darkness. And the sun is usually shining on the moon. It's either on the side that we see, or it's on the other side where the sun is, right? So even like when there's a no moon at all, the new moon is usually when the moon is between us and the sun, I believe, because the sun is shining on the side of the moon that we don't see from Earth. So there is this message about the sun is always shining on you. It's allowing yourself to receive that light. I'm also going to pull cards here from these dark tarot, and these are going to represent, funny enough, your subconscious, your shadow, what messages that your shadow does have for you for each of these minor arcana that we're about to pick from. And you can think of as your shadow as like a tour guide in this amusement park of fear that we came down here. And your shadow will bring you messages and awarenesses that you're not aware of, because think of them as like programs that are minimized on your computer. You know, you don't see them in your face because they're minimized and they're at the bottom, and you can hear like maybe music playing and you're like, where is that coming from? It's because it's on a program that's not, you know, maximized, it's minimized. And so this is the information that your shadow is going to bring to you. So they did want this card was flying out, so I want that to be number 1. And then I just need 3 more, one for each of the other suits. Okay, they want to that one, and I want that one there, and this one here. Okay. And then we're going to start off with the minor arcana. The minor arcana represent like the 4 different sides of the human experience. So we're going to start off with the Wands suit. And the Wands suit is like the fire element, and it represents the drive, the ambition, the aha inspiration, the passion of our life. It also represents the spiritual energy, our spirit, the energy that we're having as well. So this is going to be what the Creator wants all of you Virgos to know about your spiritual adventure, your energetic adventure during the month of March. So Creator, what else do you want them to know about honoring themselves and about this riding the Tyrannosaurus Rex? Okay, there we go. And you have the Prince of Wands. So the Prince is like the Knight of Wands in the standard tarot, and this is about action and movement, about, it's almost like they don't even think before they act with this. They'll ride right into battle to attack because of their confidence. You can see the lion here. They're very confident. They're moving very forward. And so this energy that's coming here with this nurturing yourself, this is about taking action and about movement that's happening. There's very much chariot energy here because the lion's pulling this chariot. It's about this movement that's happening in your spiritual energy, your passions, your drive. And so whereas before you might have been feeling kind of, I don't want to say depressed, but just unenergetic, just kind of bland, just kind of empty, this is bringing in this powerful energy that's coming. And let's see what comes here from your subconscious, from your shadow side. And you've got the King of Spheres, which would be the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles brings a couple things because he's at the end of the Pentacles. He has a lot of wisdom that he brings, but it is about abundance. It's about this full feeling that's coming. One thing that they bring you is the wisdom of before, when they did have these beliefs that external things, because the pentacles are the external world, the king experimented and looked to relationships to define him, looked to circumstances like work and education, etc., to define him, to circumstances or his body, not circumstances, but like possessions, bank accounts, and his body to define him. And he found each of those lacking, each of those disappointing, each of those unstable. Because people, when you have them define who you are, people change. Their opinion of you changes, like they change their underwear, right? They also can pass away. Situations never stay the same. Things break down, deteriorate, or are broken. So all those things are unstable. So the king realized when he defined himself by those external things, one, it's exhausting. We talked about this, empty feeling, this exhausting feeling. It's like all that energy you were investing was like it went into a black hole because you didn't get the return on it, like we were talking about in the beginning here. And so the king learned to turn inside of himself to find his wholeness and his completeness in that. The other thing that the King of Pentacles brings in, which it's like with this family and friends type of connection, sometimes the King of Pentacles will have like this big tree on it, which represents like the family tree. And it can represent like these chains of familial chains that are passed down from generation to generation, right? They can be abuses. They can be things like alcoholism or drug addictions, things like that as well. Can also be like everyone in the family has a certain religion or a certain occupation, like everyone's nurses or doctors or military or police, firemen, or in the family business, something like that. There's these chains that have kept you restricted from generation to generation too. And this is this energy showing that you have the power to be the one to break the chains, because all that energy invested in maintaining those chains, or like the king trying to have all those things fulfill them, all that energy is coming back to you during March, and that's why you have this flood of energy that's coming in. We're also going to pull a card here from these Return of Spirit and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this energy that's coming in for you, this action that's happening. So what else about their spiritual adventure or this energy? Okay, well, there we go. Yes, love energy that's coming in. And it's the purple, which is the higher love, which is the spiritual love, the unconditional love. So all those conditions that were passed down from generation to generation, all that conditional stuff, this is the breaking of that. And they do want me to read from the book as well, so I will obey. And it says, the love card has come to you today to remind you that you are very much loved and cared for. When the road gets hard and life hurts, we often pull back in a knee-jerk reaction. We go into protection mode. We also go into projection mode, but protection mode as a way of surviving the hurt. You are a kind, nurturing, and sensitive soul. You feel the wounds of your life and the hurts of the world deeply within your heart. This sensitivity is a part of your gift. It gives you the great empathy and compassion for your fellow man. If you hide your gift away, it cannot serve you or anyone else. So Spirit is lovingly calling to you, asking that you begin to let down your guard, if only just a little. Like, put away your dinosaur. Maybe this dinosaur is your protection, right? Spirit wants to remind you that when you close down in an attempt to hold out the pain, you unknowingly hold out the good as well. There's a lot of love here for you and waiting for you. You just have to begin to let it in. Your love is what this world needs, and this world has much love to give you in return, if you will allow it to. So we kind of talked about that in the beginning here, didn't we? About giving and receiving and allowing people to give back to you. Time to lower your defenses and move on from the hurts of the past. It's time to open your tender heart to the world again. Your love holds the potential to heal not only yourself, but the people of this world in a very big way. Because you've drawn this card, you may find new love coming into your life. This could be in the form of intimate relationships, but it usually points to mutually supportive friendships. Whichever it is, you will start to see the world supporting you in loving encouragement. Remember, it is those with the biggest hearts who often wound the deepest. However, they are also the ones who can heal the world through the bounty and magnitude of love they hold within. I love that because, definitely the King of Pentacles, this is about helping others as well heal their ancestral chains, those things that have been passed down from generation to generation. So not only for yourself, but you have this large amount of love that can help others. And that takes us into the Pentacles suit, which we talked about already, is the earth energy. It's your energy, Virgos. It's the outside world, which the King of Pentacles, totally, now that they're having me say that, the King of Pentacles could represent, of course, all of the earth signs. The King is at the very end, and whether it's just masculine energy, it doesn't mean you have to be a man. It's, for male, female, or however you identify. For you Virgos, it represents all of the earth signs, and so this is you finding you as well. And the Pentacles would represent the outside world. So whereas this is your spiritual energy and your passions, this is your mental, and we're going to talk about your emotional. Those are all internal. This is the outside. So this is everything going outside of you. All those characters on stage with you, all of those circumstances and your possessions and your body and everything else, which, of course, Virgos all have this journey about health and body. So you're not surprised by this at all. So for our Virgos, what else do you want them to know about their physical adventure going on for March and honoring themselves? Yeah, you have 7 of Pentacles. You can see in this one they have like all these rings. It's kind of like a tree, right? And it's about everything takes time to grow whenever a tree falls down and you look at all the rings within it, you see everything that they've gone through, and they see that they've had this journey that they've all been on. And the 7 of Pentacles represents like 2 things. One, it is about patience. It's about knowing that it takes time for things to unfold, and that the outside world, it takes time. It has seasons. So there's a season for spring and new things blooming, and summer for things growing, and fall for harvest, and winter for things to fall into the soil to prepare for the next spring planting of seeds. So this is this message that you have a lot of inside things going on, and it'll take time for it to reach the outside world, because you change from the inside out, not from the outside in. The other thing is that the 7 of Pentacles can be this realization of this change that you want to make in your life. So you may have been planting an apple tree and it's been growing, and then the apples start to show themselves, and you're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I did plant an apple tree, didn't I? But I don't want apples, I want avocados. So I'm going to stop investing my attention into the apple tree, and I'm going to plant an avocado tree and focus on growing that instead. So there can be this change of direction that you make in the month of March as well. And let's see what your shadow says here, what's in your subconscious. You have the Queen of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And that's what we're having next, is what we're going to be looking at. And the Queen of Swords has this wonderful Ace of Swords that she wields there. And that brings you 2 things: the ability to see capital T truths. And with this Moon card here, and all this love and all this energy, this beautiful spiritual energy, connecting to the higher realms, connecting to the unconditionally loving beings, you are able to see those capital T truths that are from up above. You're able to see things from a different perspective. It also allows you to cut away those small T truths, those things that were no longer serving you. So this works very well together in that cutting away of those things. You had the apple tree growing and you had the experience of the apple tree growing, but you're like, you know what? I'm done with the apple tree. I'm ready to let that go and to move on to something else. And so these new thoughts and these new beliefs are coming in for you too. She's very much air energy in the mental, but all the queens also bring in the water energy. And so this is a balance between heart and mind as well. So as you're making decisions and you're looking into your outside life, balance your heart and your mind. Bring both of those in, especially with all this love here. It is this, don't make decisions strictly out of your mentalness. Follow your heart, follow that intuition and your gut as well. And we're also going to pull a card here from the Spirit Junkie deck and to see what else the Creator wants you to know about that physical adventure. All right, so what else for our Virgos, please? I want that one right there. Interesting. So it says, instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. So, yeah, instead of those small t truths, which are of conditional love and of fear and of our human side, you're choosing love instead of these scary monsters of this Tyrannosaurus Rex. You're choosing the love of the little rabbit instead. So I think that is perfect. And of course, look, here's the moon. The moon. And it even looks like there's a full moon behind here, which this looks like that full moon there too, and it's even purple. So I love all that synchronicity coming in, which takes us into, we went from pentacles to pentacles, and now we're on swords to swords. You're very organized in your reading, Virgo. And this, of course, like we said, represents the air energy. It's your mentalness, your mental adventure, all your thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, and expectations. So it's going to be what the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during March. And about honoring yourself. So I'm loving it. All right, so for our Virgos, what else? Okay, actually they want, okay, 3. Oh my gosh, okay. Evidently, you've been in your head a little bit because they want to bring some clarity around it. Yeah, 2 of Swords. This is like a crossroads. And I don't think in this one, this one, usually they'll have like a blindfold on there, and, they do kind of have the moon maybe is reflective behind here. They usually will have like a moon on the card too, which represents trusting, like this heart, this balance between heart and mind. It's about, you have one place you grasp your decisions on, and that's that human side we were talking about. And then also you can trust your gut and that higher knowledge, the higher push and gut feeling and the intuition. So there is this working out of the two. There's also, that awareness that there's 2 of you living this experience, the human side and your higher spiritual side, that actor behind this character. I actually have a new series out called You Times 2, which started at the beginning of this year, which I'll have linked at the end of this video somewhere. And that is about getting to know the 2 of us that are experiencing this human experience together, and how you can become aware of what each are, and actually they can walk together in this harmony. So I kind of feel like this is that, because it's talking about peace up here too. And then you have, here you go, yep, so the Ace of Swords. So they're reiterating here, this Ace of Swords with that Queen, that you are bringing in this power. You have this gift that is being given to your mind here to connect to those higher truths and cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that are no longer serving you. Yep, and you have the 6 of Swords, which is so perfect, because the 6 of Swords is this movement card. It's moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. So that is totally in alignment with everything that we've been talking about. And let's see what your shadow has to say. Ace of Cups. I had a feeling you were going to go from pentacles to swords to cups. So you have the Ace of Cups here, which is basically the chalice, the Holy Grail. It is full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. It's the living waters. And so all this love that we're talking about here, you're definitely being encouraged here about, yes, love is what solves this mindfulness, getting so much caught up into your mind. And they have this balance of heart and mind. They're like, yeah, connect to this higher love, because that is what helps balance out your mind and helps solve all of this angst and all this, just all the fears it was talking about, being consumed by those expectations, all those supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, all that external world stuff that's going on, drawing you out into the chaos. Then we have these high vibe cards, and we're going to pull a card from here to see what else they want you to know about your mental adventure. Let's move this down here. All right, so what else for our Virgos, please? Okay, I want that one right there. Tantrum time. that says, punch or yell into a pillow, stomp your feet, get on the floor and start kicking and screaming. Having a tantrum moves and releases your energy so that it's not stuck and weighing you down. Afterwards, you will feel lighter and ready to move forward. So yeah, definitely this is like adding into this cups, which we'll look at emotions next, because this is about feel your feels. Don't suppress and act as if those things don't exist. Go beyond those masks and allow yourself, get it out, because it's stuck. When you don't allow yourself to feel, it stays, it goes somewhere. If you are not consciously acting and allowing the feeling to express itself, it doesn't mean you have to like, I want to hit someone and you go hit them. It's about allowing yourself to feel and flow through the emotion, because if you don't, then it gets submerged down into your subconscious instead. So, which I love, this brings us into our final suit, which is the cups, which is the water in our emotions. So this will be what the creator wants you to know about this emotional adventure that you're on here. All right, so for our Virgos, what do you want them to know? What else about their emotional adventure besides this Ace of Cups here? Okay, oh my gosh. So the card that popped over to show itself is the Ace of Cups. So they definitely are saying, yeah, that's what it's all about. So embrace the Ace of Cups. Drink of that unconditional love from above. Allow yourself to feel emotions, because in feeling that and expressing those, they kind of show me, and I'm going to try to explain it, but it's like there's all these containers that are full of stuff. And now they're showing me like a 7-Eleven, like it's a Slurpee machine. There's like 4 flavors of all these Slurpees. And they're like, it's old, melted, and it's like it's decades old, it's years old of Slurpee stuff. And they're like, it doesn't taste good. And so they're showing opening up each and draining them out, allowing the emotion to flow out. And then they clean up that and rinse them out. And then it gets filled with this new unconditional love, which was like nectar. It is so delicious. And so they show it's important to drain out those old emotions by allowing yourself to feel them and flow through them. Doesn't mean you have to act on them or nurse them. It's just feel them and let them flow out. You're not tasting it as it's draining out, right? That old, gross, Slurpee stuff. It's like you're letting it go. It's draining down the drain and going on its way. It's served its purpose, but you don't have to drink of it while it's draining. And then you have the 4 of Wands. So that's funny. So you had the Pentacles to the Pentacles, the Swords to the Sword, the Cups to the Cups, and now back to the Wands. So the 4 of Wands, think of the 4s as a very solid foundation, like 4 huge legs on a table. It's a very solid table. And the 4 of Wands represents your spiritual energy, so it's the solid energy that comes in. You have the stable energy that you feel, and it's like almost like a celebration type of joyful energy, because usually like a lot of the standard tarot will show like people having a celebration. It's like a wedding or some sort of barbecue or something. They're having this celebration and this wonderful event around it. And so yeah, definitely there's this joy and this celebration that comes in with all of that. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the affirmations deck, which can represent more about your emotional adventure, but since it is the last card for this reading, we're also going to let it be a wild card, and it can be whatever else the creator wants all of you Virgos to know about your month of March. So what else? What's your final message for our Virgos, please? Okay, I want this one right here. Yay. I say patience is a 4-letter word, right? And we talked about patience with the 7 of Pentacles too, but it says, congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is the sort of option now afforded you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. And that was all capitalized on the end there, so I'll let you see that one more time. So yeah, definitely being patient with the outside world catching up with your inside evolution that's happening, these changes that are happening, this flooding and outflowing, letting the old go and bringing in this new beautiful, beautiful unconditional love. So I love this reading for you. I wanted to let you know, of course, in addition to these readings, I also, in addition to the monthly by zodiac sign, I also put out weekly energy updates by each of the elements, like earth signs, water signs, etc. I also have like new moon, full moon readings and a variety of others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this little video a thumbs up and click the like button, then also click on the subscribe button. That'll let you to click on the notification bell. And when you do that, you can select the all option, which means you'll get notified of any of the videos that come out on this channel so you don't miss out on any of those. Also, doing any of that helps spread the love, because when you like a video or share a video or subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm super giddy and it wants to share those readings with others people as well. So if you want to do any of that, of course, I am very grateful for that. Also, I'd like to let you know that these are general readings. If you want even more specific information, I do offer personal readings. A lot of people, YouTube readers, don't, but I actually do. And all that information is in the description box below if you feel the need for that. All of you Virgos, just know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing March. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you take care.